You know that feeling, right? Where you're trying so hard to lose weight, but it feels like you're literally fighting your own body every step of the way. Well, what if I told you the answer isn't to fight harder? What if the real secret is to stop fighting completely and, actually start working with your biology? Let's get into why this happens and what you can do about it. It's the question we've all asked ourselves. We follow the diet plans, we count the calories, but the weight just seems to creep back on. It feels like this constant, frustrating cycle. But here's the thing, that struggle isn't a sign that your willpower is weak. It's a sign you've been using the wrong playbook.
And there it is, right from the scientific literature. This isn't just in your head, it's a biological fact. When you lose weight, your body triggers this powerful hormonal response that's literally designed to make you hungrier. It's trying to pull you right back to where you started. So this means we need a smarter strategy, one that works around this built-in defense system.
And this brings us to what I call the dieting trap. It's this physiological loop where our best intentions, our hardest efforts are basically being sabotaged by our own internal wiring. So just how powerful is this fight-back mechanism? Get this. Researchers have figured out that for every single kilogram of body weight you lose, that's about 2.2 pounds. Your appetite can ramp up by about 100 calories per day. So let's say you lose 10 kilograms. Your brain could be driving you to eat an extra 1,000 calories a day. That is a massive biological headwind that makes old-school dieting feel next to impossible. Okay, so if our body is designed to fight back, how do we outsmart the system? Let's start with our body's hidden engine, a part of our metabolism that is way more powerful than most of us ever realize. It's called non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which, yeah, it's a mouthful, so let's just call it NEAT. Think of NEAT as all the unofficial movement you do all day. It's the calories you burn doing chores, walking from your car, tapping your foot at your desk, or even just fidgeting. It sounds like small potatoes, but trust me, it is not. Now, check out this chart. This is where it gets really interesting. Look at this breakdown of where our daily calories go. That formal, structured exercise, for many people, that's a tiny slice of the pie, maybe 5%. But look at NEAT. It can be a massive 20% or even more. The key thing here is that it's the most variable part of your metabolism, the part you have the most control over.
And this number right here shows you just how much control you have. The difference in daily energy burn from NEAT between two people of a similar size can be as high as 2,000 calories. Let that sink in. 2,000 calories. That's not a typo. Just the difference between a mostly sedentary day and a really active one can create an energy gap that's bigger than what most people eat in an entire day. This is a huge lever we can pull.
Okay, so that was our first lever, burning more without even hitting the gym. Our second lever isn't about burning more, it's about naturally wanting to eat less. So let's jump into the chemistry of fullness and how we can use food to send the right signals to our brain. It's all about something called the Satiety Cascade. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Basically, when you eat the right kinds of foods, you kick off this awesome hormonal chain reaction. Protein and fiber tell your gut to release these I'm full hormones like GLP-1 and PYY. Those hormones then travel up to your brain and tell your main hunger hormone, ghrelin, the one that's always screaming I'm hungry, to quiet down. The result? You just feel full and satisfied, and you naturally eat less without ever having to count a single calorie. And science actually gives us some really clear targets to make this happen. Aiming for about 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight each day, and getting around 30 grams of fiber has been shown to be super effective at kicking this whole satiety system into high gear. Now, there's a major saboteur of this whole fullness system we need to talk about: liquid calories. The problem is this thing called incomplete compensation. It just means your brain is not wired to register calories you drink the same way it registers calories you chew. It's like they fly under the radar. And this table just makes the difference so clear. Look at solid food, strong satiety signal, high hunger suppression, and your body effectively compensates. But liquid calories, the signals are weak, they're about half as good at suppressing that hunger hormone, and your brain just fails to compensate. So you drink a 400-calorie soda and you still eat just as much at your next meal. This is why swapping sugary drinks for water is one of the most powerful changes you can possibly make. All right, for our final piece of the puzzle, let's look at the brain's control panel. We're going to connect our everyday behaviors, I'm talking about sleep and stress, directly to the hormones that are pulling the strings on our appetite. Being sleep deprived isn't just about feeling groggy. It is a hormonal disaster for weight management. Just one night of bad sleep can cause your hunger hormone, ghrelin, to spike by almost 20%, while your fullness hormone, leptin, takes a nosedive. On top of that, your stress hormone cortisol shoots up, and your brain starts screaming for high-calorie junk food. This is not a willpower problem. This is your biology being set up to fail. And let's talk a little more about that stress hormone, cortisol. When we're chronically stressed out, our cortisol levels stay high, and that does two things you definitely don't want. First, it signals your body to store fat, especially that dangerous visceral fat right around your organs. And second, it directly cranks up your appetite. So managing stress isn't just for your mental health, it's absolutely critical for your metabolic health. So how do we start listening to our body again instead of being hijacked by all these haywire hormones? We can use a really simple tool, like this hunger fullness scale. Instead of a diet telling you when and how much to eat, you learn to listen to your body's own signals. The goal is to start eating around a 3 or 4, when you're genuinely hungry but not yet starving, and to stop at a 6 or 7, when you feel pleasantly satisfied, not stuffed. It's a simple practice that helps rebuild that mind-body connection. So when you start putting all these pieces together, the metabolism, the nutrition, the hormones, the behavior, you get something really powerful. You get a truly integrated strategy. This is what the non-diet solution is all about. Here it is, your toolkit for success. It's not about restriction, it's all about optimization. You maximize your NEAT by just weaving more movement into your day. You prioritize protein and fiber to feel full and satisfied. You ditch those sneaky liquid calories that trick your brain. You make 7 to 9 hours of sleep a non-negotiable to keep your hormones in balance. And you find ways to manage stress to keep that cortisol in check. See how each piece supports the others? It creates this powerful, sustainable system that works for you. And that really brings us to the final, most important question. You do not have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just think about it. What is one small adjustment from this toolkit you can start today? Maybe it's just deciding to take the stairs at work. Maybe it's adding some Greek yogurt to your breakfast. Or maybe it's just putting your phone away an hour earlier tonight. The journey to sustainable results doesn't start with a giant battle. It starts with one small, smart choice to work with your body.